Hello and welcome. Today we will explore a crucial topic: how can we plan safer transportation routes for hazardous material, especially with explosion risk in mind. We will be discussing a research paper titled Selections and Planning of Hazardous Material Transportation Route based on explosion accident risk. Now let's welcome our technical analysis.
I am a technical analyst. This study proposes a model that integrates the traffic data, the vehicle speed behavior, and the exposure consequence analysis to identify the safer routine option of hazardous goods transport.
Wow, sounds complex and exciting. Before we dive in, here a quick summary of the study. The researchers designed a system to choose the hazardous material route by analyzing explosion risk. They used the geographic information system to consider factors like population density, route condition, and accident history, and apply a genetic algorithm to find the optimal path. In simple terms, the goal is to reduce both the risk of accident and their potential damage by choosing the smarter, safer routes. Now, let's start by understanding how the model works.
And yesterday morning, a gasoline tanker was traveling westbound on I-595 just east of Southwest 136 when it sideswiped a disabled and unoccupied Broward County transit bus parked on the left shoulder. That impact sent the tanker into the median where it hit a wall, sparking that massive fire. FHP says the driver of the tanker was taken to the hospital to be treated for minor burns, but the bus driver was not harmed. Well, coming up in the next half hour, we're going to have reaction from people who were in that area during that massive explosion.
Hi, I'm the host today. My name is Cindy, and now we will discuss routing dangerous goods safely, a risk-based approach to explosion accident. Today, I want to invite our technical analyst, Terry Kontai, and the model planner, Yu Rong.
The model is built around two core components. First, accident probability estimation, mainly based on speed deviation and traffic density. Second is explosion consequence assessment, which estimating human injuries and building damage using a grid-based TNT development methods.
For the probability, the researchers used the green shell traffic model to estimate the vehicle speeds under the different densities. They found that the accident risk formed a U-shaped curve, higher than speed divided from the norm.
For the consequences, they use TNT equivalency, converting hazardous material into explosive power. The model how the shockwave pressure would affect buildings and people within its spatial grid.
So, essentially, they are combining traffic size with race physics to choose the routes. Now, let's pass to the case analysis to introduce the main finding and conclusion.
Hi, my name is Rosini. I am case analysis. Now is in a real-world simulation, the analysis 47 route options for an LPG tanker truck.
They apply deep first search to assess each route basis on cumulative, average, and peak risk levels.
Route 24 was found to be safe, not the shortest, but the best in terms of overall risk, especially avoid dense resident areas.
So, the conclusion is clear: safer routing isn't just about distance, it's about explosion probability and impact.
One point I strongly agree is the focus on the speed diversion as a risk factor. According to the Mohabbat 2017 years, the speed instability is a major cause of road accidents.
Also, integrating real-time traffic density to estimate speed is more effective than static assumptions. Similar methods are supported by Chan 2021, who link traffic flow condition to crash risks.
What impressive is how the model move beyond theory, simulate real expressions, and estimate exact overspawn to that practically useful for the transport planning.
Now let us pass to the policy analysis to talk about the critical and limitation.
Hi, I'm Huilin. The policy analysis. However, the model has some limitation. First, the model assumes the equal explosion probability along the entire route, but in reality, risk varies depending on route enforcement, speed zone, or escort policies. According to Liu 2021, WHO developed a time-varying route optimization model for hazardous material transport, incorporating emergency response time and route segment characteristics into the risk function shows that roads have different accident probability, and considering risk equity leads to safer routing decisions across the populated regions.
Also, the model focuses mainly on speed and the density, but the omit other critical factors like the weather condition, the driver behavior, or the route quality, which can substantially alter the risk. According to a Baker, Roche, and Ubrich 2022, the advice of the weather conditions such as rain and shower have a significant impact on route crash, with different crash types beginning affected in distinct way. The analysis using the generative additive model found the crash rate increased notably during the rainfall, expectedly for property damage only and rear-end collision.
Yes, I agree with you. Future research could incorporate machine learning models that learn from historical accident data and provide multi-source risk prediction, improving both adaptability and accuracy as demonstrated by U 2022.
Okay, now let us talk about the real-world example. Let us call back to the case analysis to talk about the real-world example in China.
The real-world example is the 2012 Vueling LPG tanker explosion in China. Poor route planning and operation error lead to massive expansion, killing 40 and injuring over 160.
Trying to escape as smoke billowed from a tanker that had overturned on the major motorway in central China's Hunan province on Saturday. After the road is engulfed in thick smoke, a massive blast rocks the highway and surrounding valley. 5 people, including 3 firefighters, were killed in the explosion. 2 fire trucks and 5 other vehicles were destroyed. The tanker was carrying liquefied natural gas and had leaked around 20 tons before the blast. The tanker was still burning on Sunday afternoon. 7 vehicles including 2 fire trucks were destroyed in the blast. The cause of the accident is still under investigation.
Had a model like this been used, it could have the identity the safer plan or the flag dangerous zone before the accident occurred.
Largely voluntary national outreach effort that focuses on assisting communities to prepare for and respond to a possible hazardous material transportation incident. TransCare provides classroom and hands-on training, emergency assistance, technical information, and many other valuable resources.
TransCare is a volunteer group. It's made up of representatives from chemical producers, distributors, transportation companies, emergency response personnel, industry associations, and people volunteer their time. Their hearts are in the game here, and they work to develop these training programs for TransCare. One of TransCare's goals is to keep responders and communities safe. The main vehicle for that is training. All right, and TransCare offers training programs that will enable responders, gives them the knowledge, which gives them the power, which gives them the confidence and the ability to respond safely and thus keep our community safe.
However, accidents can happen. And when accidents happen in transportation incidents, responders need to be prepared.
The TransCare provides us with an excellent networking opportunity. You don't want the day of your incident the first time you're seeing response personnel. You want to have had an opportunity to work with them, to train with them.
In the hazmat community, it's extremely important to build relationships through networking. When an incident occurs, you may not have all the answers. So therefore, by building that network and having a strong contact list, that allows you to reach out to people either by telephone, text, by social media. This way, if you don't have the answer, you can get the answer.
Now I will pass to policies analysis to talk about other real-world examples.
In countries like Malaysia and Singapore, dozens of hazardous goods trucks pass through city areas daily. For instance, Goh, Ching and Khan studied LPG transport in Singapore and found that alternate routing reduced a societal risk significantly by avoiding dense urban segments. That's meaning the strategy routing can dramatically lower the urban exposure to explosion threats.
So, our discussion has come to the end. To wrap up, this study gives us a structured, data-driven approach to reduce explosion risk in hazardous material transport.
It is around in a solid size, combining the traffic model with the explore physical.
The model is modular and adaptable. You can update it with local road networks and real-time data. Their use of actual road simulations and risk scoring show that safe transport emission can be calculated, not just guessed.
It is also informed the smart policy like permit approach, resist zone, and emergency planning.
Okay, thank you to all presenters and thank you for watching. If you found this useful, please like, share and subscribe. Stay safe and see you next time.